Hey, welcome, brothers, welcome all. Guys, welcome, guys, to Old Gold Table Talk. His guys are with the brother Terrence Hawkins actually with you guys. We got an awesome show, guys, that we're going to be talking, guys, about the importance of the committee. We're going to be talking about the importance of the committee, guys, as a round table talk, guys. For those of you that are watching us now on the brothers on the Facebook page, those of you that's watching us on the YouTube page, actually live, we want to make sure that you're able to join in on this conversation. Okay, join in on this conversation. We want you to be able to go and make comments. You can make comments. We can show them on the screen, and we're going to be able to talk about it. Okay, we're going to be able to talk about those things that you have, guys. On there. We're going to have an awesome guest today. We're going to have Brother David Neely that's going to be here with us, guys. The director of membership here with Beta Nu Lambda, guys. So we are excited about that. Get ready, guys. In less than 10 seconds for Old Gold Table Talk. We're coming right at you. All right. We're here. I got Brother David Neely actually with me. What's up, Brad? How you doing, sir?
Man, first and foremost, that music you had on a little while ago, is that new intro music? Because that is...
Oh, man, don't worry about the people in the music.
Man, all I'm thinking is I think TDO need to get that step together, get y'all a stroll together, and that's the music. I love that. I love it.
I'm like, so we're going to be able to rock with that, right?
Man, that's what's up right there. Yeah. Good to see you, man. How you doing today?
Good to see you, man. I had a actually crazy day, as as well as always, busy, because that's what we do. We stay busy.
Yeah.
But it's been good. It's been good. It's been great. We're excited about the conversation that actually we're going to have actually this afternoon, because I'm telling you, Beta Nu Lambda is doing some work.
Yeah,
Beta Nu Lambda is doing some work, man.
Mm-hmm.
We had an actually awesome time on the meeting, a monthly after meeting and stuff, and we're seeing what everybody is doing and stuff and involved in. I think this financial year is going to be one of the best financial years that's out there.
Yeah. There's so much stuff, so much opportunity here in Charlotte. A chapter our size, with the number of men and resources that we have in our chapter, man, I tell you what, man, if we were to have 30% engagement, oh man, we could take this city over. Everyone would know our names. I mean, we're Alpha Men, so yeah, it's having that kind of engagement is a dream. I'm sure Brother President and Brother VP would love to have that kind of engagement. So yeah.
Yes, they would absolutely actually love it, guys. It's to have that type of engagement, and people doing this, but sometimes people don't know what they can do, because what I've seen in the very few period of time, we have a lot of new brothers to join the chapter of Beta Nu Lambda, as well and stuff. And by the company's doing so much, that's there. How sometimes people like to say, hey, if you join a huge church and it's so big, you get lost.
Yeah.
Director of actually membership. Let's actually swing on that real quick. By you being the director of membership, how do you focus on not having those brothers that's new, that's reclaimed, that's here with us, ready to do work, not feel lost?
Well, that's a challenge. So, relying on the other committee chairs to let me know what their calendars are, and there's an effort going underway right now to where all the committees put the calendars out, so that if I get asked, what can I do? I mean, I had an older brother ask me the other day, comment to me the other day, that he didn't know what was going on in the chapter, when it was going on, because we don't have we don't have that calendar function set up yet on our website. So that is the biggest opportunity, one of the biggest opportunities. I'm gonna say it that way, not the biggest, but that's one of our biggest opportunities, is to your point, put all of our activities in one location, to set up a digital flag to say, hey, brother, this is what we're doing. And by class, whether you're financial or not, you can join. Maybe, there's some things that non-financial brothers can do. right, in our chapter, because they still got their A's. So that's the biggest opportunity, and that's right now. It's all word of mouth. You know, all the committee chairs get along, so we just sort of share information with each other, and you know, we send each other a text or email and say, "Hey, man, can you let the guys know that XYZ is going on?" And we put it out there.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, if individuals want to get involved, because this session is all about the importance of being involved in the in the committee and the chapter and things of that nature. You, as one of the heads, I'm there, and you said that you talked to the other heads. What is the talk of the heads first when they needing people to help them? And they see, when we have a party, we party. We see all these A's and everybody out there flashing and they're doing it. What's the talk going on in the back room? The committees are saying, I need somebody coming to work, but they want to party, want to work. What's the real scoop going on out there?
Man, it's truly, there's a bit of exasperation. And I'm included in that too. Because to your point, when we do socialize, when we have those opportunities, we come out. When it's time to do our work, though, when it's time to do something with the Political Action Committee, when it's time to volunteer Walsh Memorial, when it's time to do something with March of Dimes or something with in years past, because we haven't done it in the last couple of years, but when it's time to do something with the MLK parade, it's hard to get brothers to come out. So the committee chairs are committed to executing on their task. And our task, of course, and we talked about this a little while ago, is to execute on our national programs and our initiatives and work with our partners and those and we have whole contests built on within Alpha, built on how well we execute on those programs. As a matter of fact, if we aren't executing on the programs, there's some things that Alpha won't let us do if we aren't executing on our programs at a collegiate level. So you can't do IMDP if you aren't executing on the program. So we have to execute on our programs. This is why we chose Alpha. We like the stuff that Alpha does. We just need more people to do it. And we fall in, just like every organization, we've fallen under the Pareto rule, the 80-20 rule, where 20%, I think in our case, less than that. Well, maybe a little bit more if we have a couple hundred members now, right around that number, 25% is who's actually executing on our program. So I think we could definitely use more. There's no reason why we have 200 financial guys with the kind of resources that we have in our chapter that we aren't doing more.
Okay, so let's actually talk there then, because if you have a 25% of other brothers actually there, evidently they see it as important to actually be a part of the committee. And let's go with not saying that the brothers that's not involved is not saying that it's not important, because I believe that they know that the work is important to actually be around it and stuff like that. And do you think it's maybe a part of, hey, all they want is the money and me to work, or is it too much on the table, too little on the table? Talk to that actual brother that's out there that's not quite involved right now and looking at it and stuff, and you actually talking to them, hey, can you lend a helping hand here?
I think you bring up a great point. And before I get into that and respond to that, I want to make sure I emphasize that I'm aware, and so is the leadership team. Each team is aware that there are a lot of reasons guys aren't active right now. You may be financial, but not actually executing on programs or being part of a committee, because life happens, work happens. I know a guy, one of our brothers. He's under close watch by his superiors right now for exciting opportunities at his job. He just doesn't have the bandwidth to give to us right now. He wants to. He said as much, but I know he has to execute at work right now and get things done for his family. God family frat, right? So there's a pecking order, and we just aren't at the top. So I get that. So work happens, family happens, health issues happen. We only have so much time in the day. So if you got kids, heck, if you're married, you can't be out with a frat all day, every weekend.
That's right.
Or else you won't be married. So there are a lot of reasons that brothers are not part of this community, a part of the committee. So I get that. With that said, we aren't occupied 365 though. There's something you can come out to in regard to the work of Alpha. There are emergency situations that pop up, stuff like, the socials and stuff like that. But from time to time, it sure would be nice if Alpha was priority enough to pop your head in on a committee every now and then and do some and do some of the work. That's the challenge I have. Is that I know we're busy, I know we're committed to other things, but sometimes, stick your head in and help us lift.
Here's actually what I've actually seen and stuff, and I think actually some people talking to them is the misunderstanding sometime of the amount of work. Okay, that's what I mean actually by that, because sometimes people always see the end of stuff happening.
Yeah,
See the community service and stuff is going on, and they're thinking, hey, I can't join you guys every third weekend to actually be in and stuff and do the food and clothes drive because I got some other obligations. I got family, I got kids, sons in AAUs, daughters doing this and doing that, and they're busy, and they see that as the end work. However, when you're talking about the committee, is like, isn't there little work that can be done before it gets to that part to help with the decisions? Because sometimes actually when I talk to brothers and stuff, I'm like, you know what? You helping the other brothers sit around in a round table to come up with the decisions of what the chapter may need to do is also important. Is that correct?
Yeah, I agree with that. Many hands make light work. And sometimes when you have a multi-perspective or heterogeneous perspective on how to get things done, it makes, even if you have fewer hands, that can make the work lighter, right? If somebody sit around and says, we got to carry these rocks over this 100-yard space, just put them in bags and we'll get it done. We just need 20 people. What if one guy said, hey, why don't y'all just use a wheelbarrow? So if you don't get 20 people, we got 5 people, the work is still light. So lend your brain. I agree with you 100% on that, in that regard. If you can't do the work, if you can't be there to do a presentation for the Botillion or to help with the scavenger hunt with the Alpha Academy, cool, that's no problem. But do you have a resource or a place where the guys can meet, or think of a more efficient way or fun way to get things done? Yeah, committee work is really important.
It's like, so it's almost as help us or help the community to make decisions, to get things going, or resources about your connections, your this. That's also being a part of the committee. Sometimes it's not necessarily the commitments that they're scared of. I'm on this committee, and you feel that you have to do this all the time and stuff,
Right.
or commit to the chapter first. And they actually work of it and stuff and say, hey, I might not be able to be the consistent every, time that y'all meet or doing this and that, but I have interest in this and I can join here and there. So, because I want people to actually understand that, that's because you may not be able to commit to every week, every this and that. What can you commit to? Because something actually I train teams about all the time is be consistent with what you can do.
Yeah.
If it's an hour, if it's 3 hours. You mentioned 200 financial action was if everybody gave an hour a month.
Man, I tell you what, that's 200 man hours to do an event. Wow, that's crazy. That would be be awesome. Or just to execute on our programs, that would be incredible.
Because do you see yourself as a head of committee needing more help on your committee meetings with coming up with everything that you're doing stuff and getting together than the after fact?
Yeah. For a couple reasons, committee chairs need help in committee. One, and I guess maybe also depends on the leadership style. And I know that many of us are leaders outside of Alpha, and do things at work and in other civic vocations. So there may be a lot of perspective on this, but if your leadership style is collaborative, for instance, and you're open to suggestion and you want to take all of that input and let it meld together and then come up with a solution, then you need those brains. You need some help. You need someone to, especially if you have a large committee, you need somebody to help you filter through all the information that you're receiving. If your task is to engage Boy Scouts of America, like one of my tasks was at one time, to engage Big Brothers Big Sisters when I was involved with them, and I was a committee of one. And as long as I was there, that's where it was at that time. As long as I was there, things got done. And then when I was out of the role, then the program, the partnership fell apart. And I still think that there are some members in our chapter who are bigs. But point is, with a larger committee, there may be ways to engage that other folks think of that you may not have thought that we may not have thought of. I know, for instance, with the Boy Scouts, you don't necessarily have to be a troop leader or even active with going to den meetings. You become a merit badge counselor. You have about 4 to 5 hours a year teaching a merit badge. Now that checks the box. So you don't have to put on the uniform. You just take your expertise and you help these boys or these kids rather earn their merit badge because it's related to what you do. And that checks the box for Alpha and the Boy Scouts. So just coming up with creative ways to get it done. You need somebody there to help you think of that. The other reason you want some help in leading and managing your committee is succession planning. When it's time for you to move out of your role, who's next? Who knows what needs to be done? How is your experience commuted to the next leader? Is that perspective totally lost? What's the process to get that done? So for those 2 reasons, coming up with better, innovative ideas, more efficient ideas, and succession planning, I think, every committee chair could use another brain, somebody close to them to help them figure stuff out.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about your committee for a second. Okay. Let's get into stuff like that. Talk to us about your committee first and everything that your committee actually does. So let's let you know, because we got a lot of new brothers that's in. Okay? That's actually commenting stuff from different areas and stuff. I met several of them over the weekend, at the event. Kind of actually talk to us about your committee right now and your responsibilities as the director of membership.
Yeah. So it's membership and intake is the purview of the committee that I chair right now. This is my last year in the role. And right now, the task or the scope is divided into 2. And the first task is membership. For those Maid brothers, how do we engage them? How do we keep their interest? And so to that end, we have developed a couple of I think actually like 3 programs we've developed. One is a hobby club, the Alpha Spirit Club. If you like drinks, the goal of this section of the committee is just to engage the brothers, to get them around each other in a social capacity. It's very inward facing. Our aim is not to engage the community at large. We want to engage the brothers, whether financial or not. So we got the Alpha Spirit Club. We have Old Gold Table Talks. This forum that you lead for us. We have Brotherhood Socials, including date nights, and then we've got sort of an esprit de corps kind of activity on the 6th, where you wear your letters or some type of paraphernalia and take a picture. So that's all about engagement under the membership part. And we have folks, as a matter of fact, Alpha University sort of straddles membership and intake. All right, so Alpha University is a program that we've adopted from Nationals and modified to fit, slightly modified to fit our chapter locally, where we talk about what each executive leader does, what each committee chair does, how the chapter functions, and we are looking to expand the role of the university a little bit so that we can understand a little bit more about what's germane to Charlotte, what challenges are, what the challenges in the local Charlotte community and notable brothers around town, so that we know, when we see that alpha sitting on the wall, we say, okay, that's an alpha. I'm concerned about homelessness. That's an alpha. I'm concerned about education. That's an alpha. I'm concerned about mentoring, whatever. We know who each other are, and that's Alpha University. Straddling over from membership into intake, the second scope of the committee, and under intake, the goal there is to manage the process by which interested men are brought into the fraternity through our chapter. Currently, we have about 90 guys. That number keeps getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. And I don't know what's going on out here in the world. Maybe guys are interested because they want to be part of a team that's moving the needle for things that they're concerned about. Maybe it's, collegiate dreams where they see an opportunity to check a box. I don't know. But right now we got about 90 guys. I had it down to about 40, about 45 one time. And then we went back up, man. Because they re-engaged. So there are 90 guys that said they want to join Alpha through our chapter. We will be executing a informational seminar virtually because the chapter voted to have a line for spring 22. But we'll be doing the informational seminar on November 15th. And that information will be going out in the next week or so, including the invitations to all those guys. They'll be able to log on and they'll be able to get information about about what Alpha is and answer questions about time commitments and financial commitments and that sort of thing. Yeah. So that's the formal process of IMDP. By the way, if you are not IMDP certified right now, that probably will not be another IMDP certification between now and December 31. There will, I anticipate there will probably be another IMDP certification class in January. And if that happens, please jump on it. And because otherwise you cannot be a part of the IMDP process. Matter of fact, on November 15th, if you're not IMDP certified, you can't participate in that. You can't log on.
So you're basically actually saying that this is a good extra part actually for that, because even in your committee, and we were talking about the importance of being a part of a committee, okay? Not necessarily you have to be a part of the committee, but being able to help that committee, okay? Doing something. But what you're actually saying actually right now is, at least brothers, if you are certified, they really can help your committee by being certified actually now. And you're certified now and you hadn't did it, that runs through the end of the year, December 31st, 2021. And you're saying that another certification, the last time you have an option to do it before the actual other process, possibly something's going to happen actually in January. So if you're a brother that you're saying, you know what, at least I want to help in the committee with Bird Talk or whatever that may actually be for the whole year then in 2022 especially, you can help your committee by at least being certified.
Yes. Yep. As a matter of fact, you can have the whole chapter by being certified. We have to have at least 50% of our membership, of our financial membership, IMDP certified in order to execute on the line. So how many members do we have and what number counts? The number that counts for financial membership is going to be the number we get in January. That's membership runs on a calendar year. I know we have our fraternal year from September to June, but the actual year, our fiscal year is January to December. So January 1 we'll know how many members we have that are financial. And we have to have at least 50% of that number that's IMDb certified in order to have a line in the spring. So if you get IMDb certified, even if you don't participate, you help the chapter execute on that goal.
So there you go, actually, brothers. That's actually good thing right now. You notice that even if you cannot participate in the process, you can still help the chapter, and it's important. Okay, a part of the committee to help the chapter by at least becoming certified. So definitely make sure that you check all of your emails and things to come, and on our social media pages to see when those opportunities can happen for you, so you can take advantage of that. Okay. Now, on this committee that you actually have, I know you got a committee and stuff. I'm a part of it, and you're doing, actually things. Talk to me actually about important, because, coming from, even if you can't participate in everything, how is it important for you to hear from more of the chapter that can be a part of the chapter to help you and the active part of your committee make decisions?
I think this response I'm going to give you, I had a Chamber of Commerce meeting a little while ago. I was talking to somebody else about another organization before we got on the line. And I think that all organizations, including our chapter membership, are experiencing a bit of fatigue, and in-person fatigue. Mm-hmm. We have become accustomed to staying home, to doing this, instead of getting in the car, getting dressed, getting in the car, making an effort to go uptown to where we're going to go, then being out and then getting home at 10 o'clock and whatever, on a school night. And try as we might to have in-person events all the time or frequently, not everybody wants that. So the question becomes, what do you want? How can we serve you? How can we produce an environment in which you thrive, in which you are able to use your A's the way you want to use them? Because it's your A. You crossed. You're frat. So I know it's in your heart because you wear the letters and you show up. We're in contact with each other. So the only way we can know what it is you need or the environment you want to work your A in is you got to tell us. So, and maybe that means we got to ask more questions. Maybe that means there's a poll or something that we need to send out to say, hey, brother, what is it you want to do? Because maybe the Botillion isn't it. Maybe coming to, being part of the gun club, maybe that's not it. Because I think the gun club is an awesome hobby club. But maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you don't like drinking, you don't like shooting stuff. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't like blowing stuff up. I get it. Maybe you don't like politics. Maybe you don't like mentoring. What do you like? And that's it. Maybe you like, petting baby lambs and, going to petting zoos or something. I don't know. There's some guys who like that. So
yeah. Maybe it's just to actually hear from, I like to tell people, hearing from you is helping.
Yeah.
Hearing from you is helping, because a lot of people just don't say anything and then they get into the back and, man, they should have did this, should have did that, should have. No. Mm-hmm. Hearing from you helps. Even if you can't be there or do this or do that, if you look at the committee that you are passionate about, that you like, that you are saying that, if I had the time, maybe I would, be a part of that committee. Even if you are in that position, that committee hearing from you, hearing there can also help. Is that correct as a leader of a committee?
Oh man, I love that. Yeah, that's gold right there. Hearing from the membership about what they want to do, and of course, then it's on the leadership to respond. It's on the leadership to respond. If guys say, what, man, I want our chapter to have a book club, and I want to read, The Alchemist or The Four Agreements or Sun Tzu, or the 12-week year, magic of, of thinking big or whatever. I want that as a book club. Well, I ain't never thought of that before, but maybe that's a hobby club that we can get together. And if that's what gets guys engaged so that we can be in relationship with each other and form a community and execute on the aims of Alpha in our programs, partnerships, and initiatives. I think that's the way to go.
Man, you talking about reading, man? You got a video?
Huh?
Video or audio?
Well, you crazy. We put it on the movie.
Put it on the movie. Put it on the movie.
I used to teach Sunday school, man, and I remember first time I had a young guy come in who wasn't a member of the church. I think he came with some little girl, but anyway, it was high school, Sunday school, and asked about just reading the Bible and the basics, and he said he had read about Moses, that he knew about Moses. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Oh, okay. Where'd you read about Moses?" He was like, he said he saw the movie. I was like, "Okay, that ain't the same thing." That is not.
Awesome stuff, brother. Yeah. This has been actually awesome. I think actually, brothers, definitely actually getting the actual point of it. We're gonna have a lot of the other committees to actually join us here on Old Gold Table Talk all as well. What do you want to leave us with that you want the brothers to actually know?
I tell you what, the solution that the leadership team has come up with right now for engagement is to collect a master calendar of events and put that on the website so everyone will know what's going on, and you can pick and choose. But so that's one. The other thing I'd like to leave guys with, and this is something that you just brought out in this conversation, is let somebody know what it is you want to do. We might not be doing a thing. It might be a book club. It might be, man, I'm married. Where's my wife at? Okay. Man, I'm married to an AK and I can't spend that much time with the brothers. Where's she at? Okay. So you need to get my wife involved too.
Right.
I joke a little bit, but it's also a very serious thing where, guys can't be out all the time by themselves, and have it's just a family. It's just a family dynamic.
That's right.
So maybe we do need to get the wives and, significant others more engaged around us socially. So that's the thing, man. Let us know so that we can have a shot at working at producing the environment in which your A can thrive. Because your A by itself, as magnificent and awesome as it is nothing compared to when you engage with another alpha brother to get the job done.
That's what I'm talking about. Brother Needy, man, appreciate you actually coming by here on Old Gold Table Talk, sitting around the table after talking with us.
Yeah, man.
Doing a whole thing, looking for the committee guys to actually help after membership. Brothers, get in contact with us because we are there. And what? 1-9. Folks,
1-9.
We are out. Have a good day, brothers. This has been Old Gold Table Talk. We'll see you on the next show.